Good evening, Fastball fans, and welcome to our nightcap for day one here at the ISC World Tournament, the 77th annual edition. It's the Wander Spring Chippers against Nate's Auto Fishers. Joe Todd, this promises to be a good one here. Two fairly evenly matched teams, pretty close in the rankings. The Chippers may be a slight favorite, but I think this is going to be a good one here as we wrap up day one.
Really looking forward to watching both of these teams. This is my first for both of these teams. So, but on paper, yes, just as you had mentioned, they're fairly even, with Nate's having a little bit better season so far.
Chippers, I think, maybe a little bit better.
Chippers,
yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
So leading things off for the Wander Springs Chippers, Brett Reinhardt, the shortstop. Valentin Mata is in left field. Riley James catching. Josh White at first. Tom Crouch is playing third. Jay Silu, designated player. Tanner Umentum, then Parker Hopkins, and Derek Umentum brings up the 9 spot for the Wander Springs Chippers. Defensively, for Nate's Fisher, Jacob Fenstermacher out in left field. Menno King in center. Andre Hoover is in right field. Zach Shirk, Owen Lukens, Ryan Nolt, and AJ Fisher around the horn on the infield. It's Jerlin Rutt. He'll be pitching to Tyler Albert. Sean King, the designated player for Nate's Fishers tonight. Joe, this team was the finalist in ISC 2 in 2021. Finished up in the top 14 last year's ISC World Tournament. Drops down a bunt, it's a good one. Rutt over to second base. Ryan Nolt, he can't handle the throw. Actually, that was AJ Fisher who stayed back at the bag. And aboard, I'm going to go on the error, Joe,
yes,
is Brett Reinhardt. I think they get him if he handles the throw.
Yes, I believe so.
So Valentin Mata will step up to the dish. He's fresh off an MVP award at the ISC 21U tournament that was played Wednesday, Thursday, Friday here at Circle Tap. Valentin with the Wisconsin 21 team. Did some pitching, did a lot of hitting, and helped that Wisconsin team to a second place finish behind a very good Czechia team. And this one is laced foul. On the move was Brett Reinhardt, who just looks like he runs well, Joe.
Yeah. Getting a good jump there.
Blair Setford, Joe Todd on the ISC network, Luciano Lafrano at the controls, Carol Dureste on our action camera. We'll be bringing you all of the sights and sounds from the World Tournaments. Throw down, and he is DOA. A great throw there by Tyler Albert, right on the money, Joe.
Perfect location here as you watch that replay, and a great tag. Stayed off to the side to apply the tag.
So they erase the error on the caught stealing. One down for the Chippers now. And Mata looks at a called strike. So he's got a different jersey number on, Joe. Or did we get... no, Riley James is at the plate.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm a batter behind. So Mata, was that a strike him out, throw him out?
Yes.
It was, okay. Thank you. Riley James, a 3-hopper out to Ryan Nolt. And they make quick work of the Chippers here in the top of the first inning. We'll go to the bottom half. Nate's Auto Fisher coming to the plate. The broadcast team will get caught up. Water down, wins.
small town USA, the birthplace of the great sport of men's fast-pitch softball. Nowhere more so than Denmark, Wisconsin. Well, softball fans, it's back. The ISC World Tournament is coming back to Denmark and historic Circle Tap Park. August 12th to 19th of 2023. The best of the best in men's fast-pitch land in Wisconsin for 8 days of top-level softball action. Located just minutes from everything downtown Green Bay has to offer. Fans will be able to catch all the ISC action, both at the newly refinished fields in Denmark and at John Miller Field in world-famous Circle Tap Park, where you can enjoy the games along with great food and drink specials. Find ISC Fast Pitch.
Zach Shirk to lead things off for Nate's Auto Fishers. He had a notion to bunt Joe, but up and out of the zone. Zach Shirk, Jacob Fenstermacher, Andre Hoover, then Tyler Albert in the 4 spot, Sean King, Menno King, Owen Lukens bat 7, Ryan Knoll 8, and AJ Fisher in the 9 spot for Nate's Automotive Fishers out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Water Springs Chippers from just down the road in Greenleaf, next town over from Denmark. Defensively for the Chippers, Valentin Mata out in left, Derek Umentum in center, Parker Hopkins in right field. Tom Crouch is at third, Brett Reinhardt the shortstop, Tanner Umentum at second, Josh White at first. That's around the horn in the infield as Shirk swings and misses. Harrison Peters is on the board, the hard-throwing, tall righty from Australia. Riley James, fellow Aussie behind the plate. Designated player is Jay Silu for the Chippers. That is just off the outside corner. Joe, our umpires tonight.
David Fortin from New Zealand on the plate. Mark Corris at first base and Trevor Topping at third base.
Shirk chops at strike 3, down on strikes. That'll bring up Jacob Fenstermacher. Like many in our game, Jacob, a second-generation player. His dad, Bart, I think, will be here with the All Seasons Patriots in the Legends 50-plus division later this week. Bart Fenstermacher, a member of the Percasey Rise, Joe, going all the way back to our early ISC 2 days. This one downstairs from Peters. That's quite the colorful bat that Jacob is waving around.
I'm going to make a slight correction to your pronunciation. After me traveling through the Pennsylvania area, it's Lancaster. That's how they pronounce it.
Lancaster. Okay.
Lancaster.
All right. Like Newfoundland.
Yes.
Chopper on the infield. That's scooped up by Tom Crouch, and a flip over to first. You and I got to chat with Tom Crouch yesterday when we got into Circle Tap, and Tom was looking forward to getting out on the field. Veteran here in the ISC, has played with a couple of teams all in the Wisconsin area over the years. Tom is from DeKalb over in the Chicago area, one of the Chicago suburbs. Bar of Appleton, Circle Tap. Spent a season with AWP, now here with the Wander Springs Chippers. Joe, a couple of finals. Waterdown Hammer 6-3 winners over the Ostrander Norsemen. Bit of an upset there, I might think. Circle Tap Dukes, if you were with us on the prior broadcast, 11-3 winners over the Alvinston Aces. Oswegan Redmen currently leading the Ohio Bombers 2-0. That's in the 6th. In for a strike here to Andre Hoover. The Auckland Blue Sox come from behind, win 5-4 over the Georgian Bay Giants. Lacey A's 5-1 winners over Stoneyard. In a game, Joe, that we did, brought to our viewing audience, HI Reapers, 11-2 winners over the Elmira Expos. The Reapers ran away with that one late. Big grand slam home run in that one. Swinging a foul off at the plate. And in game one, the Bar Buzz, 2-0 winners over San Antonio Glowworm. The Buzz scored 2 in the top of the first and managed to hang on. Trevor Topping in with a word to Harrison Peters. Not sure what that one's about. Joe, have you seen anything? Is it?
I'm just wondering if he didn't have kind of the back foot not hanging on.
Well, the back foot doesn't need to hang on.
Doesn't need to hang on, but the front
slipping. Was the front coming off the board?
Slipping.
I think he looks like he's taken a bit of a step forward in front of the board there. That was an illegal pitch, so that's... Oh, no, it hit him. Dave Fortin is saying it hit him. Tom Crouch has got a couple of words to say. Oh, we got an illegal pitch called. Okay, I was right the first time. It was an illegal pitch called. It did look like he stepped in front of the board. So ball 4, he's aboard on the walk. I believe that's what's called. He swung at it. Yeah, he absolutely swung at it. Well, it was a foul ball out of play, but if it's an illegal pitch, it's ball 4, and he gets the base. So I'm about 95% certain that's what happened, but can't say I'm 100% because we didn't get the explanation. But that seems to be the most logical one, so I'm going to go with that.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, Tyler Albert, the catcher, is up to the plate. Catcher's interference is what somebody else is speculating on, and maybe that is true. Throw down, safe. Well, that was a good throw, so they're testing each other here. Just slid around it and managed to keep the foot on the bag, didn't come off. I think catcher's interference is what they've got on Game Changer, so we'll go with that.
Okay.
It's a rarity. You don't see that one much anymore, do you? Time at the plate. Joe, the other game that is just going to be getting underway very shortly, Grand Prairie Pirates, Kitchener Axemen. And if you want to follow all of the games, as this one is off the screen, and James has a hard time tracking that one down. Follow all of the games on Game Changer. Live scoring available through the ISC website. Right on the home page, scroll down past the picture carousel, and you'll get the links to the Game Changer live scoring. That'll be available all tournament. We're streaming the games here at Circle Tap. Some teams may be doing individual team streaming from the games up at Memorial Park in Denmark. We'll certainly encourage teams to do that, but our streaming operation is centered here at the Circle Tap Diamond, and ball 4 to Tyler Albert. But the best place to follow all of those games is through Game Changer, and you'll be always up to date. Grand Valley Expos in their ISC debut, Joe, 11 innings for a 2-0 win over the Notre Dame Clubs. Notre Dame's debut here as well. Well, it's quite the experience to get into a marathon your first outing. A number of first-time teams getting their exposure to the ISC World Tournament and everything that comes with it.
Well, it's great to see some new teams and get some new blood into the game. Obviously, they got a taste of it. Hopefully, they come back in 2024. Want to compete, find out their strengths, weaknesses. And hopefully we'll see them in Vancouver or Surrey.
Well, Surrey, the suburb of Vancouver, that's the home to Softball City, and we'll be headed there for the 2024 ISC World Tournament. First time that we've been out to the West Coast since the late 90s. And certainly we'll be looking forward to that trip. And now we've got some confusion around the count. Trevor Topping and Dave Fortin will get together.
I think David's trying to see if Trevor called an illegal pitch.
Well, we'll keep an eye on the front foot. For those unfamiliar with the ISC pitching rule, the rule says the pivot foot has to predominantly be on the board. You can't step forward. You can rock, you can slide, but you cannot step off the board going forward in your motion. And I think maybe that's the concern, is that Harrison Peters is stepping forward in front of the board. So a pair of runners aboard for Nate's Fisher Auto here in the bottom of the first. And an RBI opportunity for Sean King, the designated player at the plate. Some time called there. Nate's play in the Stevens, Pennsylvania League. League does a great job of getting the game out onto social media. They stream their league games. This group were runners-up at the Molly Sherman tournament in Elkland, Pennsylvania earlier in the season. There's a called strike.
Nice pitch in that outside corner.
Peters has been a prospect, Joe, for a number of years, and I've often waited for him just to really break through, but he only comes up to North America for about 3 or 4 weeks. He's not here for the full season. He gets the call there. Good pitch in the outside corner, as you said. Called strike 3. Nate's Auto, strand 2 in the bottom of the first inning. We're scoreless through 1 complete. We'll pick up and talk about Harrison Peters coming up.
Catcher, inch by inch, we'll fight to make the lives of First Nations people in this community, this province, and on this continent better. I know we have a long way to go, but I'm proud to say as long as our people have a need, Dreamcatcher will be there for them.
Josh White, Tom Crouch, Jay Silu for the Wander Springs Chippers. 4-5-6. Josh White's an imposing guy in that right side batter's box.
Really crowds the plate.
And that is line down the third baseline past Zach Shirk. And that's a solid base hit, Joe.
Yep.
Just drills it. Hugs the line all the way down. That'll bring up Tom Crouch. Tommy's worn the pants high, I think, as long as I've known him.
Still a traditionalist.
I think so, yeah. Maybe I remember one season he wore the pants down. Joe, want to say hi to Tyler Dudley, who's tuned in. Tyler, we were thinking of you in Battle Creek as we were driving through there a couple of days ago. Looked for you in your big truck, but we didn't see you. I don't know if that got a piece of Albert on the foul off or not.
I think it did.
That's a pretty short chest protector he's got on, too. Looks like the kid size.
Yeah. It's our umpires for tonight's game. David Fortin at home plate, Mark Horace at first base, Trevor Topping at third.
Well, they've been active already, too. Swing and a miss there. Looked like he took something off. Jerlin Rutt has got 3 good pitches. Crouch down on strikes. Rutt has been a part of the Team USA program. He was down in New Zealand. And they did a lot of pitching by committee on Team USA. An outstanding result for the Americans, coming home with the bronze medal, beating the defending champions Argentina 2-0 in that bronze medal game. Brad Kilpatrick getting the win for the Americans. Jay Silu at the dish. Young Kiwi.
Silu was with the Midland Explorers in Tavistock.
And he's spent some time with Circle Top too, so as one team is playing somewhere and the other isn't, guys get added to the roster. Yeah, they got a weekend free. They're here, they want to play.
Yeah.
So Wander Springs won the Petoskey tournament at the end of June, I want to say, up in Michigan. Great park right on the shore of Lake Michigan.
Yeah. You get to plunk one in the water if you get a home run.
Called strike 3, Jay Silu down on strikes. So Jerlin Rutt got it moving right now for Nate's Auto. Right on the corner. Tanner Umentum. There's a called strike as he opens up to Tanner. Brother Derek playing center field tonight for Wander Springs. We'll see him in the 9 spot. Chases after that, hard offering.
Good mix of speeds here by Jerlin Rutt.
Just misses down low. Joel Sweekin Redmond on the verge of a 2-0 win. Caleb Kishig doing the pitching for the Redmond tonight. Matias Echeverris pitching for Ohio Bombers. Redmond scored 2 in the top of the 3rd. Kishig trying to make that stand up. Called strike 3. Sherwin Rutt strikes out the side in the top of the second. We'll go to the home half. Scoreless. Chippers. Nate's Auto Fishers.
This business was opened in 1965 by my father, Ned Medios. Could have walked in here 25, 30 years ago and seen just about the same thing. The process of making this suit takes about 6 weeks. It goes through about 12 or 13 from scratch here in the city at a reasonable cost. It's a very personal type of business.
Joe, my apologies. Jay Silu is an Australian, not a Kiwi. We'll note that for the record, and thank you for the notes and posts about that. My apologies. You remembered he was up pitching for Alvinston a couple of seasons back.
That's correct.
Peters in for a strike. Ball 4, leadoff walk. So Menno King aboard with the walk. That'll bring up Owen Lukens. Owen became a father, Joe, earlier this year. Turns to bunt here and lets that one go by. Just a reminder for anybody tuning in, thanks for joining us, first of all. And second of all, if you're looking for a game that's not here, you can always follow along on Game Changer, right on the front page of the ISC website, iscfastpitch.com. Scroll down past the picture carousel, and there's a score ribbon. Live scoring for all of the World Tournament games. That'll be available all week. High hopper on the infield. Only play is at first. Tanner Umentum makes the play. That's almost as good as a sacrifice bunt.
Yes. Advance that runner. Move him along.
Now Ryan Nolt. Peter's struggling to find the zone a little bit, Joe. He's fallen behind a lot of the batters right now. Just not getting into that rhythm. And there's a called strike. Fouls that one off.
Really trying to work that drop ball. Trying to make sure if Fisher does hit the ball, they're just hitting the dirt. Keeping it in the infield. Haven't seen a lot of pitches up in the letters.
That one misses downstairs. That's a healthy cut.
Yeah. Didn't get cheated on that.
Upstairs from Peters. Full count. Right into the glove of Harrison Peters. Right man, right place, right time. You'll see this line shot here, right into the glove. Very alertly back to the bag.
Good eye-hand coordination there.
So A.J. Fisher to the plate, the 9 batter for Nate's Auto. Opens up with a strike. And chases upstairs, so quickly in a hole 0-2. Still a good crowd here just after 9 p.m. local time. Called strike 3, the Wander Springs Chippers. The last of the 4 Wisconsin teams to take the field here on opening day of the ISC World Tournament.
Fortin calling that outside pitch all
Welcome to
game.
Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca.
For the best bear tent banter on the airwaves, listen to Dust Up with Hilly and Lolly. Here's some of the biggest stars chatting with 2 of Newfoundland's own, Jason Hill and Steve Mullally. It's unfiltered and uncensored. Dust Up with Hilly and Lolly, wherever you get your podcasts. Yes, bye.
Bless you.
Parker Hopkins going to be the leadoff batter here for the Wander Spring Chick.
Hopkins Umentum, and then back to the top of the shop for Brett Reinhardt.
Jerlin Rudd with 4 strikeouts so far in the game.
And chases downstairs. That's a good-looking drop from Jerlin Rudd. That's always been his bread and butter pitch, and you see why right there. That one's fouled off out of play, and that'll make its way to the parking lot.
Pitch is catching that outside part of the plate, but too wide for Fortin there. And for Hopkins. Jerlin Rudd with a pitch in the release. Hopkins getting a bat on, fouled it off. Good little battle we got going here between Rudd and Hopkins. Who's going to win the battle? Right here.
Well, Jerlin Rutt wins that one there. Round 1 to Jerlin, at least anyway. Joe Grand Prairie Pirates are up 2-0 on the Kingston Axemen. These are the last 2 games of the evening. This one here and that Axemen Pirates game.
Derek Umentum now at the plate. Center fielder for Wander Springs. Number 9 batter.
There's a called strike. Swing and a miss there by Umentum. Joe, it's been a real competitive day one. Sometimes we get some games that get away from us on the first couple of days of the World Tournament, but there's been some real competitive games here at Circle Tap as well as up at Denmark Memorial Park, especially up there, it seems like.
Great sign of parity in the program.
Back to the top of the shop for Brett Reinhardt. He reached on the error, that drop ball on the grounder. And this one is skied down the left side and overran it.
Oh.
Jacob Fenstermacher got to the fence, but the ball landed about 8 feet behind him. Whoops.
Yeah.
Maybe that tailed back on him. There is a bit of a breeze that's kind of blowing left to right.
You just hate as a coach to walk away from those kind of opportunities to bury a team and put them down.
I think it's a called strike on the outside corner, which is, as you pointed out, has been there all night. Still looking for the first run in this one. Wander Springs Chippers and Nate's Auto Fishers. This one is lifted fouled on the left side again. That will go out of play.
Good crowd down that third base line.
I think that's a number of the Alvinston Aces, fresh off their game with the Circle Tap Dukes. Found themselves a picnic table and some bevies. A number of the New York Gremlins are walking around. Their Gotham City Fastpitch sweatshirts, which are pretty slick looking, I must say. Misses outside. Seemed like Rutt has slowed things down as we're into the second time around. But down we go through 2.5. Still scoreless. Nate's Auto coming back up to the plate.
Whether you want to improve your grip in wet conditions or just to find the control you've been looking for, the Gorilla Gold Grip Enhancer has become the most recommended name in softball and in every sport where grip plays an important role. Gorilla Gold is the only grip enhancement approved by the ISC, ASA, and NCAA.
We're back to the top of the shop for Zach Shirk and Nate's Otto Fisher. Called a strike. Zach Shirk on that ISC 2 all-tournament team back in 2021 when Nate's were in the championship game. I think Zach won the Newcomer of the Year that year too.
Oh, okay.
In ISC 2.
Big strikeout there by Harrison Peters to start off the bottom of the third inning. Back-to-back strikeouts for Zach Shirk. Jacob Fostermacher now at the plate. Fostermacher grounded out to the third baseman back in the first inning.
Well, there's a chopper on the infield, and he's now got a ground out to the third baseman, too. So he's got the left and the right side of the infield covered.
Two quick outs here for Harrison Peters. Trying to face a limited amount of pitches if he can.
Andre Hoover now to the plate. 3-batter for Nate's. Big cut comes up empty on that first one. There's a lot of guys, Joe, that are using that purple and pink bat. I'm a little out of date with with what is hot. I know a lot of guys have always favored the Easton Synergies and the Stealth. I'm not sure what make or model that one is, but there's a lot of guys on Nate's that are using it. So some consternation over where Tyler Albert is going to be on deck. He was way back near the dugout, but they've directed him now to be on the other side in behind Andre Hoover. Chases into the dirt. And that one gets him on the front leg. So hit by pitch, Hoover will get on the hard way.
Catcher, number 5, Tyler Albert.
So hit by pitch and catcher interference. He's getting on in some unusual circumstances, Joe.
I'm sure he'd rather hit a home run.
I'm sure he would too. Albert, who walked in the first, will get the laces tied up. You don't want to come out of your shoes when you swing hard.
No. Two walks and a hit batsman now for Harrison Peters in the game.
He's got that drop working, though. When he dials that in, they're chasing that pitch down. They're not making any contact with it at all.
Just a little erratic, that's all.
There's a line shot. That's going to get out to right field. Going first to third pretty easily, too, is Andre Hoover. He runs real well. He didn't even break stride.
First hit of the game for Nate's.
Bring up the DP, Sean King. The Nates have had a couple of runners aboard every inning. Peters has been able to work around it so far. Pours in a strike.
Very crucially concentrates now. Focuses on getting rid of this batter here. With that runner sitting at third base.
Well, you don't want to give away any wild pitches here either. It's a short backstop, but if it ricochets anywhere, we just saw how fast Hoover was.
And very tight. That screen is tight.
Well, it's all for naught. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Nate Strand 2. 3 complete. We're still scoreless. Water Springs Chippers. Nate's Auto Fishers.
Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca. We can't wait to see you soon. Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club with our
Valentin Mata will lead things off for the Water Springs Chippers. Riley James, Josh White. First pitch swinging, it's a chopper out in front. Albert on it like a cat and throws him out at first base.
Great bounce by Albert to get up out of that set position and throw a bullet down to first base. Good bounce. Love to see that in a catcher.
Riley James to the plate, who bounces behind the plate pretty well himself.
Albert's no small guy either.
No, he's a big dude back there.
For a catcher.
Hard hit to Hopper off the glove of Ryan Nolt. And James aboard. Joe, you're going E4. I agree.
How about in the first baseman, number 22, Josh?
Well, he had plenty of time to move over. It wasn't that fast of a hit, and he could have shifted a bit and picked that ball and squared it up in front of him. So played it off to his side as a backhand.
Josh White to the plate. And looks at a ball down.
White looking for his second hit of the game. Had a single back in the second inning. Ten outs so far for Nate Otto Fisher, and Jerlin Rudd has 7 of those 10 outs.
Just misses off, falls behind 2-1. And this one is lifted up to right. And fighting the darkness out there a little bit. Andre Hoover makes the catch. I don't know whether that one got into the lights, and he was fighting that one a bit.
And he refound it.
Over the top.
Tommy Crouch struck out his first plate appearance back in the second.
And over the top of that drop again. Good location here from Rutt. And you go up?
No, I stay down. Crouch is a well-experienced hitter in this type of position. You want to keep that ball down low. If he does hit it, he's going to pound it in the ground.
Over the top, a good drop again. Gets Crouch for the second time. Go to the bottom of the fourth, still looking for the first run in this one. Chippers, Nate's Otto Fisher, scoreless.
The New York Gremlins congratulate our own Dr. Bob Neidick on his induction to the ISC Hall of Fame as this year's recipient of the Bob Welby Memorial Recognition of Service Award. Dr. Bob is a 4-time ISC World Champ, winning his first 2 titles with the Kitchener River Shark Twins in 2008 and 2009. His second 2 came with us in 2018 and 2019. And he says, we're not done. Bob started in the game when he was 17 in Pennsylvania and played in a national championship in 1996. His first ISC World Tournament was 2004 in Fargo, North Dakota. Since 2012, he's been a Gremlins co-sponsor, and we couldn't be prouder of him to be recognized.
Menno King to the plate for Nate's Otto Fisher. 1 ball, 1 strike. And chases after that rise ball from Harrison Peters. Hasn't really dialed that one in, Joe. I think his best pitch has been the drop, but that's the rise, and it's lifted foul up and out of play on the left side. Right off the dugout.
Yeah, I think he's tried to throw it a few times and just hasn't had the control and not happy with the results of that pitch. So he's leaving that drop ball as his pitch tonight.
And over the top, down on strikes goes Menno King.
Now batting the shortstop, number 26, Owen Lukens.
6th strikeout of the night for Harrison Peters. He's usually up in the high singles into double digits. Line shot right into the glove. Josh White snares that hot shot.
Now batting the second baseman, number 14, Ryan Nolt.
Ryan Nolt, second baseman for Nate's Auto. Big swing, but comes up empty. Joe, he's a new addition to the team. Wasn't on the initial roster sent in by the Lancaster team.
Very good, Blair.
Yes. I love the pace that both of these guys are working at, too, right now. Harrison Peters just gets the ball back on the board, gets set and goes. Keep the game moving along. 1-2, 2-2.
To you.
With swing and a miss. Quick inning for Harrison Peters and the Wander Springs Chippers as he sets down the Nate's Auto Fisher squad in order. 4 complete, Joe. Scoreless. We had a scoreless game go 11 previously.
Don't talk like that.
Oh, sorry. I'll be quiet. Joe Todd, there's a look at some of the leading hitters for the ISC over the past 10 years. Everybody from Pat Sagdahl, Chris Walushka, Ryan Merriman, Shales in there, Tyler Paulai a couple of times, Manuel Godoy, Benny Anoka, Eric Ochoa last year, 727. Boy, he doesn't miss when he swings, and he hits it for power too. Eric Ochoa.
He was unconscious last year.
Yeah, that had a great World Tournament. Didn't end the way he wanted though, because it was an oblique muscle, I think it was, that knocked him out of the championship game. Couldn't play the final. Jay Selu, Tanner Umentum, Parker Hopkins. 6, 7, 8. For the Wander Springs Chippers. Thanks to Luciano Lafrano, who put together that graphic. Chopper on the infield, shortstop. Owen Lukens will throw out Jay Selu. The Australian Jay Selu.
Yes.
Got it right that time. Tanner Umentum. Swing and a miss over top. Rutt, the drop ball, has been his best friend tonight. Swing and a miss. Down goes Tanner Umentum. So the Jay Selu ground out to the shortstop is followed by a strikeout. Parker Hopkins to the plate. 8 batter in the order.
Both pitchers throwing a one-hitter to this point in the game.
Upstairs to Hopkins. Man, that one just misses downstairs. That one fouled off at the plate. Joe, earlier this season at the Summer Cup, Wander Springs and AHI Reapers, 0-0 tie through 7. They hit the time limit. Harrison Peters, I'm going by memory on this one. It was Harrison Peters and Luis Amaya. One of them had a no-hitter. The other had a one-hitter. 0-0 tie. There's a little bleeder on the infield with some spin, and Jerlin Rutt makes a good play to go get that and then flip to A.J. Fisher at first. We'll keep that string of zeros alive on the board. The home half of the 5th, Joe. Somebody's got to score.
Yes. Soon, too.
We're back, another trip back in the time machine. We'll take a look at the most valuable player going back to 2013. Nick Shales, you see him in there a couple of times. Jeff Ellsworth, 2014. Brad Rona, 2016. Miko Carrillo in Grand Rapids, 2017. Brian Avery, 2018, the first of the 2 Gremlins titles. Benny Anoka picked up his second MVP, 2009 as well. Bruno Matroni in 21. And then last year, Marshall Kronk with the Kitchener Twins. Thanks again to Luciano Lafrano. E.J. Fisher at the dish. This one down and in and skips off of James. Sorry, it's Parker Hopkins behind the dish. He's lifted in right. Riley James is listed behind the plate. And
made a change?
No, I think it's been that way all night, Joe, and I think they made a change somewhere at the plate, and we didn't pick up on it right away. That's our bad. Upstairs. That got a big bite out of Parker Hopkins on the inside of his right thigh down near the knee. You can see it right there. And those hurt a lot. This kid's tough. He is going to get back behind the plate.
Home plate umpire David Fortin making sure that he is okay, and he's protecting the home plate umpire, so Fortin has a vested interest in that.
I wouldn't be calling any more high drops anytime soon. In for a strike called strike 3. Fisher can't get the bat off the shoulder. Back to the top of the shop for Zach Shirk. And two hopper out to short. Guns it over to first. Brett Reinhardt bailed out over there by Josh White as he dug that one out of the dirt. Good play all the way around.
Great play by Reinhardt. Watch him as he charges this ball. Doesn't sit on his heels. Fires a bullet over to first base.
Yeah, but a good dig out there by Josh White, too. So some good defense all the way around. Valentin Mata. And he flares this one out into short center. That's going to fall in for a base hit. I was about to say that he's gone down third twice. No, you've got, sorry. Fenstermacher. I'm looking at the wrong side here.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. It's day one. I'm going to claim that as my excuse, folks, and I'm going to stick to it. That was Fenstermacher.
Yeah.
Who had grounded out to third twice. Had that part right.
Yes.
And this one is laced into the screen and gets some oohs and ahs from the people sitting behind the screen.
Fishers are starting to get the timing on Harrison Peters. Starting to swing a lot better this thing. At least the top part of the order here now.
And that one hits Hoover. A couple of those tonight, Joe.
Well, and that's a couple to Hoover. Plus that catcher interference.
That's right, yeah. He's having a night.
It's almost like he's got a target.
So Tyler Albert with an opportunity here with a couple of runners aboard.
All this happening with two out.
Just the one clean inning for Peters. It was the last one in the fourth, but there's been runners aboard most of the night for Nates. In with a strike. That one misses down low, so 1-1 the count.
Oh, the catcher Parker Hopkins just about threw the ball into center field. Harrison Peter had to jump up to make a great grab.
Keeping everybody on their toes.
Yes.
Big cut, comes up empty. Tyler Albert wanted that one.
Albert's pushed that ball into right field, I believe, last time.
In the 4-hole for a reason. Swings and misses. Rings him up on the rise ball, Joe. Nates, strand 2. Still scoreless through 5 complete. Early's getting late. 1 run might be enough.
Catcher, inch by inch, we'll fight to make the lives of First Nations people in this community, this province, and on this continent better. I know we have a long way to go, but I'm proud to say as long as our people have a need, Dreamcatcher will be there for them.
Joe, we got 4 games coming up tomorrow on Hall of Fame Sunday. We'll be going to the Hall of Fame breakfast and induction ceremony starting tomorrow morning at about 8 a.m. at Gathering 43. We'll make our way over here for a 1 o'clock start. That's going to be the Bear Creek Express. They'll be taking on the Lacey A's, who were winners over Stoneyard earlier today. 3 o'clock tomorrow will be Hill United Chiefs and the Grand Valley Expos. We'll have the opening ceremonies at 5 p.m. and we'll bring you those here on the ISC network with Softball Premier TV. We'll get a look at the New York Gremlins following opening ceremonies. The Gremlins will be taking on the Northwest Braves. They were winners earlier today over the Pegasus Redmen. And then in the nightcap, Fargo Kegel Black Knights, they'll take on the Rio Grande Senators on or about 8 p.m. in the nightcap tomorrow. So 4 big games on the ISC network. Tomorrow we'll be busy. Hopefully you'll be joining us. In the meantime, we've got our nightcap here tonight still underway, and it's still scoreless. Derek Umentum, the 9-batter, at the plate for the Wander Springs Chippers. Jerlyn Rutt on the board for Nate's Auto Fishers. And there's a high hopper. That's only the second hit of the night as Umentum flies around first, and Nate's get the ball back in to keep him to a high hopper single. So back to the top of the shop, Brett Reinhardt. And Joe, with Reinhardt's speed and Momentum's speed out there, you probably are putting the ball down here, some small ball.
I would think so, especially when this close the game, and now we're into the top of the 6th inning.
Turns to square, and he drops it down, but it's foul.
Really good attempt there by Reinhardt. If anything, I think he was attempting to bunt for a single there instead of attempting to bunt for a sacrifice. Trying to push it down third base line.
Zach Shirk at third, A.J. Fisher at first. Fisher is pretty deep still. Swings through, snap throw down, and just getting back is Derek Umentum. Good strong throw there by Tyler Albert. There's a lot of good catchers in the USA program, and Tyler's behind a few guys like Nick Mullins from the Gremlins, but he's got to be somebody in the future that Team USA is going to be looking at. Just off the corner. Albert holds it there for Dave Fortin. Full count. Was bunting with 2 strikes there, Joe.
Yes. I was kind of questioning that too. I know you want to move that runner, but
well, he's squaring again. Full count. That was a foul ball. He is out on strikes.
Now batting the left fielder, number 30.
So Valentin Mata. Kind of had that swinging bunt back in the 4th. And a good play by Tyler Albert to get him. That one is laced foul down the left side. You might want to keep the ball down. I don't think you want to get it up to this young kid. 17, I believe, Valentin Mata. And I stand to be corrected on this, and I almost hesitate to say it, but I believe he's Lucas Mata's son. There was some speculation that perhaps he was a younger brother. Oh. That got him, or did it go off the bottom of the bat?
I think David Fortin's going to ask for the other umpire's conference.
I want to see the replay. I thought it went off the bottom of the bat. Mata's trying to sell it. Let's see here on the replay. No, I got him on the arm guard. That was up and in. First base, that's the right call.
Now batting, the designated player number 11, Riley James.
Riley James, whom we mistakenly thought was catching, but is actually out in right field. This kid's got some pop in the bat. And that one skips away from Albert. He spins and loses it, so just that quick, you take the sacrifice bunt out of play, and 2 runners up in scoring position now. Real good chance here for the Chippers to get out in front. And Joe, do you put them on and take your chances? You've had more success with Josh. Well, he's got the single, but James reached on the error there.
Yeah, no, I think I'd pitch to Riley James.
Well, everybody's talking about it. We've got the Wander Springs guys down in front of the plate, and you see the confab there between Fishers. You're in a tough spot here. You got your 3-4 batters that you're having to face. You only got 1 out. A 1-0 count to Riley James. Opportunity to get the Chippers out in front. And that went upstairs, 2-0.
Jerlin Rudd has to really focus in on that target.
Well, go back to the drop ball, I think, too, no?
Yes.
And this one is laced to the gap. That's going to hit the fence. Here comes one. Here comes the second. Riley James with a 2 RBI double. Gets the job done for the Wander Springs Chippers. And right over the head of Fenstermacher.
Riley James got a lot of power into that ball.
Well, he is a power hitter, and you got a pinch runner now for James, number 35. Drew Honzik. Well, we'll see what happens here with Josh White, but I still wonder whether maybe discretion might have been the better part of valor there and put James on. I know it's all hindsight now at this point, but this one squirts away from Albert, but no opportunity there for Honzik to advance.
That was the first free pass allowed by Jerlin Rutt this game here in the 6th inning.
And it come around to score. Change up. Misses down and in. There's Honzik. And he falls behind 3-0. Warming up down in the bullpen now for Nate's is Phil Zimmerman. And ball 4. None of those really were that close, Joe, either.
No.
There's Zimmerman in the bullpen. And that pitch was well below the zone. So Crouch, an opportunity to add to the lead for the Chippers. Swings through the rise ball.
2 hits and 2 free passes issued by Jerlin Rutt this inning. Helmy swinging out of his shoes there.
Yeah, he's had a tough time against Jerlin Rutt, though.
Yeah.
Little chopper on the infield. They go to third for 1, back to first, but not in time. Crouch is well past the bag. That's a good play to get the lead runner.
Now batting the right fielder, number 9, Jay Salu.
That can be a tough throw as a pitcher because you've got to spin, and it's counter to your momentum. And sometimes you'll see that throw spiked into the ground at third.
Yeah, you have to make sure your feet are planted on that throw.
So Jay Silu to the dish. Downstairs, Jay, a strikeout and a ground out. A good pitch off the corner there from Jerlin Rutt. That's fouled on the left side. Might have lost a couple of people from the crowd in the outfield, Joe, but I think they all moved up onto the patio.
Yeah.
Pretty crowded up there. I'm sure it's crowded inside at Circle Top, too. You know what we need is a camera inside the bar. I can show you how busy things are at Circle Top. Luciano was thinking, how can I do that in the next 10 minutes?
Tomorrow.
Bar cam. That one is about a 44.5 footer, and we're going to give everybody an extra base. And you wonder if maybe fatigue's a bit of a factor here, Joe. A lot of pitches by Jerlin Rutt the last couple of innings.
Yeah, this is the first time he's faced more than 4 batters in the game.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Great play.
Yeah, that was going to be up the middle, but Jerlin Rutt reaches down, intercepts it, and gets the out at first. But Wander Springs scored 2 on the 2 RBI double by Riley James. They'll take that 2-0 lead into the bottom of the 6th. Nate's chasing 2.
How confident are you in your organization's security posture? If your answer isn't 100%, you're not alone. Most organizations aren't doing enough to protect their data, And they know it. With Armitage Technology, you can stop worrying about IT security issues so you can focus on moving your business forward. Our experienced staff monitor and maintain your IT infrastructure to keep your business running. Visit us at armitagetech.com and make your technology work for your business.
Well, there's a look at the patio, and here's a look at the leading pitchers, the most outstanding pitchers over the last 10 years. You're going to see a lot of Adam Folkert in there, 13, 14, 15, and 17. Sean Cleary interrupted that run as the Gators would win in 2016. Andrew Kirkpatrick a couple of times, 18, 19. Devin McCullough spent a year at the Chiefs and won a championship. And, of course, Huemo Mata last summer as he dominated the ISC World Tournament, including that magnificent performance in the championship game, Joe, shutting down the New York Gremlins 3-0 for the Twins to take home the Carol Forbes Trophy.
Just an incredible game. The amount of pitches that he had thrown and the intensity in a championship game for him to come through like that. One that he will never forget.
Sean King at the plate, works a walk. That'll bring up Menno King. That's M-E-N-N-O, Menno King. Well, if you're a Nates fan, this is what you want.
Yep.
You get a couple runners aboard.
The old bloop bleep and a blast.
Well, the two Kings here, I'm assuming brothers, but the two Kings here need to be the table setters. Sean's done his job. Menno needs to get on board, and then Owen Lukens is a guy that can hit it out of the park. Up and in. Peters does not waste a second out there, does he? He gets the ball, stomps back to the board, and he's ready to go.
He wouldn't need the 20-second look.
Swing and a miss over the top, and Menno King chases out of the strike zone for strike 3.
10 strikeouts for Peters.
Well, we thought he might get to double digits. Just inside to Lukens.
So after your team scores a couple of runs too, you come up a little bit more fired up. You got that runs on your side of the board. Just a couple more innings to go.
Yeah, a little momentum here on the side of the Chippers, and certainly Harrison Peters does not want to do anything to jeopardize that. Big cut.
You can see the finish line.
Swing and a miss. Lukens down on strikes. He reached back for a little something extra there, I thought, Joe.
Yeah.
Good drop inside corner. So Nolt to the plate.
Line drive.
Oh yeah, he hit the line drive right back to Peters, didn't he?
Yep.
That's off the glove, and here's the throw, and boy, I'm not sure that Sean King thought he was going to draw a throw, but it was a good one from Parker Hopkins.
He got a great bounce off that screen.
Peters will take it himself, and the underhand toss to first, and they'll strand that runner. Nate's Otto Fisher will be down to their final 3 outs, but we've got to contend with the top of the 7th first. Chippers coming back up to the plate with a 2-0 lead.
This business was opened in 1965 by my father, Ned Mattiosi. Could have walked in here 25, 30 years ago and seen just about the same thing. The process of making this suit takes about 6 weeks. It goes through about 12 or 13 hands as it's moved along the line. It's an old-time place. Making stuff from scratch here in the city at a reasonable cost. It's a very personal type of business.
New pitcher.
Yeah. Phil Zimmerman on to pitch for Nate's Otto Fishers. Tanner Umentum, Parker Hopkins, Derek Umentum, 7, 8, 9 in the Chippers order. This one was fouled off out of play down the right side. Zimmerman, one of the taller guys in the tournament. Andrew Kirkpatrick is going to win that every time, but Zimmerman will be probably in the top 2 or 3, I would think, Joe.
Yes.
He's about 6'5", 6'6" out there. Big, tall guy.
Lanky.
That's a good word.
Pitching line for Jerlin Rutt. 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 walk, 1 hit batsman, 10 strikeouts.
Just a beautiful day here for ball at John Miller Field at Circle Tap Bar and Grill. Swing over the top goes Tanner Umentum. Turned into a lovely night, Joe.
Yes.
Then you get a good look at Denmark during the day. Maybe we'll get the drone out for some closing shots this evening. No pressure or anything there, Luciano. I know you only got 38 other things on the go.
Someone's got the song pass going.
Well, I was just going to say there's some leather lungs out there in the bleachers that are cheering for Parker. In for a strike. Huh? Those are some former teammates or what that one's about, but the Parker chant.
Good to see the support.
Swings through that one from Zimmerman. Parker strikes me as a pretty intense individual. There you see it. Oh, it's some of the Blue Sox. So maybe he's played down in Auckland, Joe, in New Zealand. off the plate. They're celebrating a win today. They had a come from behind 5-4 win over the Georgian Bay Giants, so they're enjoying it. Swings over top, down on strikes goes Parker Hopkins. That's a good drop from Phil Zimmerman. Derek Umentum now to the plate, center fielder for Wander Spring. We'll have to look up Wander Springs Golf Course, Joe, and see how picturesque it is. I'm sure it is.
Maybe we're going to try and squeak in 18.
When do you think we're going to have time to squeeze in 18?
How about what?
It won't be tomorrow. We've got 4 games tomorrow and 4 more on Monday. Speaking of tall guys, there's Justin Zimmerman. Down on strike, so Phil Zimmerman comes in and does a job in the top of the 7th. Shuts down the Wander Springs Chippers. We'll go to the home half. Do or die for Nate's Auto.
For the best Bear Tent banter on the airwaves, listen to Dust Up with Hilly and Lolly. Here's some of the biggest stars chatting with 2 of Newfoundland's own, Jason Hill and Steve Mullally. It's unfiltered and uncensored. Dust Up with Hilly and Lolly, wherever you get your podcasts. Yes, bye.
Joe, just checking in on the other game. Grand Prairie Pirates 5-0 lead over the Kingston Axemen. That one is in the 6th. 4 pitchers in total. Jordan McDonald, Greg Garrity for the Axemen, Zach Pierce, and now Steve Normand for Grand Prairie. Shortstop Brett Reinhardt gobbles that one up for the first out. That was 9 batter A.J. Fisher. So back to the top of the shop. Zach Shirk will get his 4th look at Harrison Peters. Up and in to Shirk. Zach still looking for his first hit.
Nice off-speed pitch there. Good change.
Hasn't featured that often, but effective there.
So especially that leadoff batter who's facing heat.
Well, Shirk wastes this one out to left, but it's tracked down by Valentin Mata over near the fence. Tried to go the opposite way with it.
Good coverage because he was playing him late too.
So 2 down. Jacob Fenstermacher will get to the dish. And in for a strike. And chases the rise ball upstairs. 0-2. It's Otto Fisher down to their last strike. Wander Spring looking to move forward in the bracket. Just upstairs.
Weistermacher with one of the 2 hits that Nate's Automotive Fisher had pulled into that.
Swing and a miss over the top. That's the ball game. Harrison Peters gets the shutout 2-0 victory for Wander Spring Chippers. They'll move on to a game Monday at noon. We'll likely see them back here on the ISC network, Joe. A good day 1. We got 3 broadcasts into the books. 1 more game on the go. Grand Prairie Pirates leading in that one still. 5-0 over the Kingston Axemen. Follow that one on Game Changer. For Joe Todd, Luciano Lafrano, Carol Dureste, I'm Blair Sedford. Thanks for joining us on the ISC Network. Day 1 wrapped up here at the 77th Annual ISC World Tournament. We'll see you tomorrow, 1 p.m. Central Time. Don't you dare miss it.
Good night.
For the latest in softball innovation, the website where you can experience the best tournaments in the Americas. Live games, news, tournaments, and much, much more. The best quality live softball, on demand so you can watch when you want. Become a Premier member now. SoftballPremierTV.com. Live it on Softball Premier.